Welcome, race fans. We're back tonight with the FTRL Cup Series here, and the starting of their new Gold and Silver Cup Series. This is kind of like a, oh, you just said it right, Dwayne, like a double chase thing that's going on within the league. And I think the guys are really kind of grown accustomed to it and liking it. So, but anyhow, let's get right to it here. Lizenby at the top of the leaderboard right now, looking at the race analytics. We have 72-degree air temperature, 116 degree track temperature there out in the desert here at Phoenix. 150 laps here. They're doing 150 laps. That's 150 miles on the 1 mile oval. Tire window about 55 to 70 laps because this track does like to kind of grind the rubber off the tires. They're running 75% fuel here tonight, and I kind of guesstimated that at about 45 to 55 laps. I may be off a little bit, but 45 mile an hour down pit road. All right, now let's get to the points here. I wanted to point out here, we are running, like Dwayne said, like two chases in here pretty much. We got the Gold Cup and the Silver Cup. But the Gold Cup led by Anthony Emery. Second place is Ariotti. Femi Olat in third. Daniel Falkingham fourth. Justin Lizenby fifth. These guys are about 3 points back. They were kind of zeroed out, but their points carried over. Will Klein in seventh. They were behind Jared Darling. I'm sorry, I forgot Jared. Tyler Ducharme eighth. Chad Oxendine ninth. Spencer Owens 10th. Alex Warren 11th. And Nicholas Caressel 12th. Dwayne?
In the Silver Cup, you've got Terrell Baker leading the way currently, but he's tied first through 12th currently as this is the start of the chase here. John Barry is scored second. Caden Henry is third, Bobby Cheney fourth, Cody Miller fifth, sixth is Howie Briss, Josh Robbins seventh, eighth is Spencer Madden, Sean Williams is ninth, Dominic Capalupo is 10th, and Scott Schuler 11th, and Patrick Colby rounding out the top 12. Now they're all starting out on equal points here tonight, but for the Silver Cup at least. Now, in the Gold Cup, Rudy, the top three will get a payout at the end of the chase. And for the Silver Cup, the top spot will be the only payout spot there. But everybody has something to race for tonight.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Well, it's gonna be an interesting race. Well, we got a special guest into the booth here tonight, Brett Pancari. Brett, good to have you in the booth again, man. Been a while since you've been in the booth here with me.
Oh, it's been a very long time since I've been in the booth, and basically, I kind of had a day to actually be part of FTRL again, and I've been having such a crummy season in SRA right now that I needed the break. So why not jump into the booth once again, and maybe I'll lose my mind again. But in all seriousness, being at Phoenix, this is a track that can go two ways. It could be a big wreck fest, or it can be a very long green flag run. Exits of the corners in turns 2 and 4 are the major tricky spots, and of course that famous dog leg on the back straightaway can produce some 4, maybe 5 wide racing. And the other thing to keep in mind, though, this version is not quite as correct. The start finish line is on the actual kind of front stretch compared to what you've seen in real life, but you'll see that as we go along tonight.
Right now, is this the new Phoenix? Yeah, this is the new one at ISM, right? Yeah.
Technically, yes, but the start-finish line is in the wrong spot, but that will be updated hopefully at some point.
Yeah, they'll get that updated. Well, it's good to have you in the booth again there, but Dwayne, I'm going to kind of turn the show over to you here, and you and Brett, enjoy the race.
Okay. You as well, Rudy. And yeah, this track is going to be really interesting, this race. The trouble spot I'm seeing tonight is going to be coming out of turn 4. If you get down on the flat part of the track, the rear end just wants to get unloaded and come around on you if you get back in the throttle too soon. The front stretch is going to be the worst part because if something happens coming out of 4, the track can get blocked, guys running into each other. So and this is one of the few leagues, for those who may not know, this is one of the few leagues that does not have a fast repair. So if you're going to get damaged tonight, you're going to be sitting on pit road to get it fixed.
Oh, no doubt. And you said the exit turn 4 is so tricky. Spinning the rear tires on the car and getting loose on and corner exit. Turn 2 can be just as treacherous maybe on the exit, but that dog leg, that's the other key part. They're going to be cutting that apron. If you get on a long run, those tires are going to break loose on you if you try to cut that apron. So expect a lot of action out of those corners and that front stretch as well.
Absolutely. In the all right, so we're just about ready to go to the national anthem here, so we're gonna break away, and we'll be right back.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, folks. National anthem went a little quicker tonight than usual. We got about a minute and a half left of practice here. Well, what are you expecting out of the race tonight? Who do you expect to rise to the top?
If I were to think of like a guys who going off the practice speeds and whatnot, the guys I'm gonna get maybe about 5 or so. Probably like Justin Lizaby, we know how fast he is. Daniel Falkingham, he has always been very quick as well. Will Klein's up there. Alex Warren, he's also up there for currently 4th fastest. He was a former racer way back when he wasn't even called the Coke Series. I mean, just the iRacing World Championship Series on the oval side, and a bit of a blast from the past. Femi Ola, we know how quick he can be for sure as well. Now recently graduated to the Coke Series. He'll be a rookie this coming season. Chad Oxendine also up there. I mean, a lot of our guys can be well, but I'm really not sure though. They got to be a little bit minor P's and Q's of being survival out there, especially when they get packed up like they do on the restarts. If it gets spread out, I think the fastest guys will rise up, but I'm going to be leaning probably on more so on those guys of their experience.
I would have to agree. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. Well, it looks like practice is officially over. We're going to be heading into qualifying, and it's going to be interesting to see if some of these guys can back their practice times up.
It's one thing to be quick and kind of running a bunch of hot laps for qualifying. And the thing is, too, like with the way the car is, especially like in the first couple laps, the tire temperatures and the car can feel so much differently. Well, based upon my experience, on the first couple laps of a run. Now, with the recent maybe updates to like weather and tire model and stuff like that, though, it could be kind of interesting in what separates the actual guys that they call the hot lappers from the guys who may run conservatively throughout the course of the race. So as cars are just starting to roll out on the track, as we can see right now, I see Spencer Matt about to take his lap right now. And like I mentioned earlier, but I'll point out, like right now he crosses the start finish line. That's where the old finish line is when he goes into turn 1. Just on the exit of turn 2, right about here is where that start finish line is in the real world, let's say. But like I said, it will be kind of a little bit different at this point in time, but I'm sure they'll get used to it whenever that gets fixed.
Yeah, now tonight you're going to notice in the ticker and the slider here, you're going to have drivers with a G or an S in front of their names. G is going to represent the drivers who are driving in the Gold Cup. S is for the Silver Cup. Kind of makes it easier for everybody to keep track at home.
And another thing too is also on the cars, the banners on the very top of the windshield, instead of being on the windshield of, say, Anthony Emery's car, you'll see there's a gold on the top of the windshield of his car. And then you'll see, for example, Howie Briss, you'll see him, he's got a silver banner on the top of his windshield. That also distinguishes the guys that are running in the gold and the silver divisions, and they have their own kind of separate little point system. But from what I was told, it's still kind of a win and you're in scenario, especially for the gold drivers. Whether that affects for the silver drivers, who knows at this point in time, as right now, about almost halfway through qualifying, Femi Olat just went quick time 26.906 as he goes to the top of the board, as the times now are starting to come in.
Yeah, Alex Warren gets himself in second with a 26.965.
Another thing. Well, today we're going to have 10 onboard cameras that will hopefully be able to show you guys. We got Bobby Cheney, Nicholas Cressel, Jared Darling, and for some reason I cannot read my writing because I wrote it very quick. Anthony Emery, Chad Oxendine, Howie Briss, Daniel Falkingham, trying to read. Yeah, Hayes Booth, that was the other one I couldn't read. Cole Fralick and Spencer Owens will be the other drivers being carrying the onboard camera site. Hopefully we can get show the drivers of each in their unique setups. I mean, some of you may have seen me. It might be VR headset and my configurations and all that stuff, but give perspective of how different their sims rigs are compared to everyone else's is throughout. Because like I said, you can have like a small budget or a big budget, you can still race here on iRacing and any league in general. We have now just over a minute to go, and Femi Olat with still a quick time with that 26.906.
I'm a little surprised we only have 16 qualifiers out of 29 drivers. This is not a track typically where you want to start in the rear and try to work your way to the front. Track position is going to be key. Now you can gain it through pit strategy and on pit road and on the track, of course, but it's going to be tough. If you start way back in 29th, it's going to be tough to get to the front by the end of this thing.
Well, especially with these Gen 6 cars, and it's so hard to pass, even in general with the dirty air. Like it used to be in builds past, a lot of guys that want to try and get to that outside groove and make passes there. Like with the tweaks that they may have had recently, is a little bit easier to pass the inside line, but it's just generally very hard to pass with these Gen 6 cars. But some guys, they just don't like to qualify in general. They want to kind of start at the back anyway and just hopefully maybe not saying hopefully, but maybe have the mayhem and everything commence. But either just want to take their time and get a feel for the car.
Yes, sir. And that is going to wrap up all. All right, let's get down through and go through the field here. Congratulations to Femi Olat. It takes the pole with a lap time of 26.906. So congratulations to him. Daniel Falkingham is going to go off the grid second Alex Warren third, Justin Lisenby fourth, Chad Oxendine fifth, Ashley Melanuk sixth, Howie Briss is going to start seventh, Cole Freilich eighth, ninth is going to be Nicholas Corso, and Ariardi is going to round out the top 10.
Starting 11 is Spencer Madden in the Spencer Madden Designs Ford Mustang. Starting 12 is John. They call him John Barry, but it's actually John Barry in the 74. Anthony Emery will start in 13th position with Bobby Cheney in the 14th spot. 15th is TCB Terrell Baker, and Hayes Booth, your last driver to take a time, will start in 16th. The first of the drivers to not take time, as they are sorted by their I ratings, Will Klein in 17th, Freddie De La Rosa in 18th, Showtime Tyler Ducharme in 19th, and technically Tom Mercer be 20th, but he's actually the admin. And so put Cody Miller in the 20th spot, technically.
All right, and Cody Miller is going to roll off. I have him 21st, Justin Gable 22nd, Spencer Owens 23rd, Sean Williams 24th, Jared Darling 25th, Elijah Garcia 26th, 27th is going to go to Josh Robin, Cody Lamas is going to start 28th, 29th is Jake Roll, and rounding out the top 30 is going to be Scott Schuler. Patrick Colby's 31st, and Dylan Patterson's going to round out the field in 32nd.
Other little things to keep in mind also for today's race course, everyone's on 75% fuel, so fuel mileage could be a potential factor, potentially. You also have 4 sets of tires. That'd be 4 in the pit stall, so you have 4 sets of tires they can change, and there's instant limit. 17 incidents gives you a penalty, 21 gets a DQ as we go forward.
And that'll definitely be something to look for here, especially as we get through those trouble turns as we were talking earlier. All right, we are all set to go racing here. Ace truck ducks off. And that's going to bring him around to the restart zone.
Green flag.
Green flag is out. We are underway. IMS Raceway. And Femiolat goes to an early lead. And Falkingham's going to duck right in behind him. Meanwhile, they're 3 wide further back in the pack.
Further back, Nicholas Carresto and John Barry are side by side, almost 3 wide with Anthony Emery as they hit out turn 4. Femi Olek, your recently graduated pro driver into the NASCAR Coca-Cola Irish Series, he'll lead the way as they head back into turn number 1. Battle right now is for third between Alex Warren and Justin Lisenby. They go side by side through the dog leg. You can see now there Warren kind of in the apron, and he'll get the first spot away from Justin Lisenby as they start to sort things out. First battle is further back between Anthony Emery and Ariardi. Oh, they made contact! They made contact in turn 3 and 4, and that also made Terrell Baker get loose as they are scrambling mid-pack.
And Will Klein goes to the bottom just under Bobby Cheney there, taking advantage of that contact. He's going to gain a position on that. That was... Right now, Ariardi is battling just to stay in the top 10 right now.
Battle being for the 11th spot. Back to the inside now of TCB's hand. Turn 2, Justin Gable on the inside. Bobby Cheney a little bit further back. TCB cuts down to the... Brennan looks high. Now they get single file. And meanwhile, just out of the corner of my eye, further up the track, Justin Lisenby just took the third spot back from Alex Warren. And now he's got Chad Oxendine all over for his back bumper for the 4th spot.
And one thing, that contact earlier, I've noticed it has separated the top 10. There's a little bit of a gap back to 11th to Terrell Baker. About 3 seconds off the lead right now. Yeah,
that, of course, just basically caused a huge accordion effect. basically a huge accordion effect when they came out on the exit of turn 4, and that actually now separated a lot of the field. And looks like now, for the most part, everyone's starting to get basically single file and start to get into their, hopefully, a bit of a rhythm going.
Yeah, right now the battle is for 20th spot through 24th, as these guys are in a big wad back here.
Yeah, that's Sean Williams, Spencer Madden, Spencer Owens. I see, looks like Josh Robin, Jared Darling, all in this little group, mostly all drivers in the Silver Cup, with the exception of Spencer Owens, as they head right down the back straightaway. It looks like now mostly going to get settled down for the most part, and he's really just this group right here just battling in the outside top 20.
Yeah, right now this is the closest battle on the track. Everybody else pretty much single file at this point. Josh Robin got into the wall hard, but everybody gets by him. He's still going. Yeah,
he collided that wall very hard, and probably now he's probably gonna have a bunch of damage, and that really affects the right front. If they bend that toe out, that's gonna wear the right front tire even more than he already wants it to be, and he's gonna be struggling now the rest of the way. Tight battle between Tyler Ducharme and Hayes Booth right now. Oh, get a little bump from Ducharme. Booth goes up the wall. He saves it though. Yeah, we know they call Tyler Ducharme Showtime for a reason. And sometimes he ain't afraid to use the bumper. He's very quick, but he's also pretty aggressive. I mean, he is one of those. He has used his speed to be in the iRacing World of Outlaws, not Synergy Drake Sprint Car World Championship Series. He's actually in the top 10, the points just outside the top 5. So he knows how to get around dirt tracks, and he's been in the pavement scene for a long time too. And like I said, they always keep an eye on Ducharme because they call him Showtime for a reason. Yeah, and just as you were saying that, Justin Lazenby got around Daniel Falkingham and sets his sights on the leader. And further back, like in the 8th spot, Bristol just got inside of Cole Freilich, just inside top 10. Now he gets the inside. Freilich crossed him over in the exit of turn 2, used to the apron. As they head into turn 3, Anthony Emery is sitting behind these two guys, and now Freilich gets the spot back. Can he cross? And how he crossed him over as the corner doesn't look like it now. Anthony's all over for Briss as they head back into turn 1 for the 8th spot. Actually, since we're talking about Anthony Emery, let's see if we actually get on board with one of our gold drivers there, Anthony Emery, to see what things are like in his perspective, as you saw the onboard earlier with Chad Onsendine. And this is about the part of the run where these guys are starting to get it filled out. The entire field's single file right now, so you're not missing anything. But yeah, this is where we're going to see the guys who can save their tires come forward, and the guys who burn them up, they're going to go backwards. And those front 5, they look like they're in charge here. They have pulled away from the rest of this field. Yeah, they definitely pull ahead right now, and basically they're all about the same gap, nearly identical speed. He's as back to the end with Emery. He's not done with his battle yet, because Briss took another look at Freilich, and actually Emery's he's going to try and go around the outside of Briss on the exit of 4. He almost got the wall. That was close, as they got loose behind when someone even further back got big time squirrely. That was Justin Gable, but he's managed to hang on to it. I got a feeling now guys are starting to wear out that right rear tire and are starting to get loose on the exit of the corner, as now Emery is just all over the back of how he originally backs off big time though entering turn 3. Yeah, Briss got really loose off a 2 that last time by, and I think that kind of scared Emery a little bit. Meanwhile, just behind them, you got John Barry looking to the inside of Ariati. And that is a battle for 13th. Barry looking the inside of using the kind of apron. He's got Audi on the outside, and there comes Ducharme. He's back there as well, clawing his way up through the field, it seems. And one of the guys who I believe did not take a qualifying on time. And some guys, this is gonna sound a bit strange. Some guys like to have a bit more. They find it more fun when they like to come through the field with the back than, or some guys may start back there just for kind of safety reasons to use of the car. But some guys, they like to start at the back and sometimes have a little bit more fun coming from the back to the front as well. I mean, it's a bit weird, but I've seen that happen quite a few times. As now Ducharme goes to the inside of Ariotti for 14th place.
Oh, he is loose. Oh,
whoa!
Talk about a slide job.
Somewhat of a slide job, and Audi have gotten to the rear of Ducharme that got loose, and now that opens the door for Bobby Chaney. He'll go by Ariotti. Yeah, he's moved the inside as well. He gets swirling off of 4 as well.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. On that inside line, coming out of 4, there's no grip down there, and it will come around on you. He had to back out of it.
This battle between Howie Briss and Cole Frelick is still not done. They've been going at it for, I want to say, since the start of the race, but they've been all over each other. As I have a printer going off in the background. But anyways, Briss to the inside of Frelick in the turn 1. Anthony might try to squeeze it free wide. Briss clears Frelick, and Emery goes to the inside. They won't use the apron this time, and Nicholas Cressel is sneaking in the background as now Emery goes up to the 8th spot and trying to set his sights on Howie Briss for 7.
And that's one thing I've been noticing about this run here specifically. Not a lot of guys have been throwing it down on that open dog leg. You have that ability. The dog leg is open here, but you see most guys just staying up on the banking, not abusing their tires.
Well, especially if they get like a longer run, they might be worried like if they cut down an apron on both transitions, it might upset the rear of that car any more than it has. As Briss goes way high in 3 and 4, that opens the door for Emery, and he will take the 7th spot away from Howie Briss. Does. Oh, Frelick, I thought he was going to drive it in there a ton, and he actually got way too high in turns 1 and 2, and now Nicholas Carrez is going to try and make him pay for a top 10 position with Will Klein behind them.
Yeah, you're not missing anything up front. Right now, Femi Lat has a 0.4 of a second lead over Justin Lisenby, and they've pulled out to about a 1.5 seconds over Daniel Falkingham. So top 5, not much change going on right now.
Taking on for a look right now at Daniel Falkingham. And you kind of see him, kind of how he's working that wheel, especially on the exit of turn 4, maybe a little bit also on the exit of turn 1 and 2. And turn 4, especially on the corner exit, being so treacherous on the right rear tire here. And with it being the track being under sunshine like it is right now with the track temperature of 120, you're going to have to manage that right front tire, but at the same time manage right rear, but also manage the right front as well. It just keeps flying that wheel next to the corners.
Absolutely. And right now, if you're looking through the field, we've got a battle Cole Frelick for 10. He's going backwards. I believe he has used up his tires.
It kind of seems that way right now. Yeah, Will Klein come back by him for the 9th spot.
Oh, we got a spin. Justin Gable.
The yellow flag is out.
Oh, Justin Gable on the back straightaway, and looks like Patrick Colby might got piece. It looks like maybe Jared Darling got in as well, from what I can see.
Justin Gable, yeah, he just got loose in that transition there all by himself. Nobody touched him. He just gets loose, and the car just slides right down into Spencer Madden, and he spins out right in front of Jared Darling. Jared had nowhere to go. Those really look to be the only 2 cars involved in that, or 3 cars rather.
Yeah, that was a very strange incident. He must have, like, it's just an example, like he must have burned the right rear off just enough to where he got on the gas, like just enough to where it upset the car. Like he was kind of fighting for control there, and it almost looked like he was trying to cut down to the inside of the transition apron, but it lost on him. And then Madden had nowhere to go. He's one of the silver drivers, but the big blow for Jared Darling. He's one of the gold drivers. He was 6th coming in, and this has to hurt him greatly now, as everyone's on pit road.
Yeah, a lot of front end damage. No surprise here. Lap 27, 75% fuel. Everybody also wants 4 fresh tires. And Femi Olat's going to be the first off of pit road. And Lisenby will beat Falkingham.
Well, I'm kind of feeling like an interview myself, actually, if we got a little bit of chance here. If we can, I want to bring up Alex Warren, if possible. Kind of give his perspective on how things have changed in the last few years. Alex Warren is Brett Bunkari, right up in the Max Speed booth, along with Wayne and Rudy. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Alex, right now you're currently in the top, around the top 5 positions right now. How has that car been? Has the right rear been burning off a lot because of how slick it is?
So I'm pretty loose off of turns 1 and 4 here, or 2 and 4, excuse me, and it's really tough just to gauge it. You know, we ran 25 laps there, and I was hoping for a longer run there, but yeah, it's loose off the corners for sure. I'm having to pedal the throttle, so it's quite challenging out there, but a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it thus far. So having a good run, and just gotta stay up here for track position.
Now, Alex, you've been on the iRacing game for, well, iRacing scene for like many years. Former driver in the Coke series, well, when it wasn't called Coke, but how much has iRacing and everything just progressed through so many years? Like, how much have you seen it progress throughout so many years you've been on the server? Like, has it grown like leaps and bounds from when you first started, I'll bet?
Yeah, it's grown a bunch since I started, and I'm very, happy with where the product is right now. I was actually a long time ago, just, I think it was like 10 years ago or something like that, was, running it, and there wasn't as many tracks and cars as it was now, and with the tire updates and such. But I'm very happy with how it's gone over the years, and huge fan of using this, because I can't race real cars in real life, so this is the closest thing I can do with that.
Well, I actually just got the one to go, so we'll let you go.
Number 5.
All right, Brett, well, get him going here.
No, definitely all good on that regard. Anyway, pace car is going to roll off this time. Femi is the leader, and now he has control of the restarts, so he can go whenever he wants. As the Pig's truck will roll off. Well, looky, green flag waves! And he gets a big jump up on Justin Lisenby, and that allows Falkingham to get to the inside of him for second turn 1, but he thinks better of it. As they head into turn number 1, looks like everyone's gonna go single file. Cole Fralick, Will Klein on the inside of Ashley Mullen. I probably pronounced that name wrong. It's down the fast straight into turn 3. TCB now getting into the mix as well as they go side by side into turn 3. Who knows?
Oh,
yeah, Mullen, no, actually. Oh, Cole Fralick's around! Cole Fralick, I think, just lost it. Hit the wall, and the caution's out for the second time.
I saw that out of the corner of my eye. Melano flashed out for a second and came back high on the track. And looks like Fralick had just another similar incident, just a self-spin. Coming down off that transition, the rear end unloaded, and around he went. Now, looks like he did get a little damage on the inside wall there, but he was the only car involved in that.
Very bizarre. Certainly, that was like on fresh tires too. Like, that was really strange from Cole Frelick, but second caution today already. Well, not already, but yeah. Oh yeah, right, right in front of Bobby Che, and like he must have had his, what's it, his life flash before his eye, but he has had something flash before. It probably scared him, if anything, when that happened out of turn 2.
Now, I only look for probably 2 or 3 of them in the back to come in here on this. Everybody else probably going to stay out. Tell you what, why don't we get Justin Lisenby up here and talk to him? Justin Lisenby, Dwayne in your booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, it's been a pretty eventful race so far. You started 4th. You've worked your way up to 2nd. You were able to keep it with good pit strategy on that last caution. How's it looking out there for you right now?
I mean, it's really loose, so you just really got to be super careful. Luckily, I think we're doing pretty good so far. I noticed in the last run, I need to be braking sooner because just killing my tires. And if we would have went green, Fimi would have just started to pull me. So right then on that last restart, I starting to brake earlier, hoping that we were going to go green, but that didn't happen. But if we do get another run, that's gonna be my plan.
Yeah, now so far both cautions have been self spins in the dog leg. Have you noticed any difference there from normal?
Yeah, I mean, off of 2, or I guess off of both corners, really, it's just super loose, and you need to be careful. I mean, through the dog leg, for me personally, not a whole lot, because I don't like to run down there because it just kills the tires. But yeah, I mean, you just need to be super careful off the corners. That's where, if you're gonna spin, more than likely, that's where it's gonna be.
All right, well, we'll let you go here, and good luck. Hopefully we'll talk to you at the end.
All right, thank you.
And again, Lisenby just kind of stressing the fact that how tricky the corner exits have been in turns 2 and turn 4, being loose on that right rear tire here. But it's going to be more tire saving if we ever get like a super long run. I'd be real curious how the tire wear is going to be then. It looks like the field just got the one to go this time.
Yeah, we're going to be going back racing here on lap 35. It'll be 36 when they get to the line. It's definitely been an interesting race so far. It went green for a good stretch there. I think that was a long enough stretch that these guys kind of got a feel for what the car is going to do. I'm sure they would have liked to have had a longer green flag stretch there and get everything sorted out. But here we go. They're going to try it again, and hopefully we can get some more green flag laps in.
And get the pit be in there as well.
All right, riding on board with Daniel Falkingham for this restart. Pace truck's in. Femi Olat goes. Green flag is out. We're back underway. And Lisenby has the option now of coming down in front of Falkingham. He's going to do it. Meanwhile, he is side by side with Chad Oxendine.
They're battling for the first spot. It's also further back. Alex Warren and TCB are having a little bit battle for the 6th spot. Falkingham on the inside line heading as a turn number 4. Watch for that karting to get a little squirrely here.
Oh, they touch.
Just to be said, he got loose on the corner trying to stay with Oxendine. With that dirty air on the inside, that car's going to get kind of unstable. But they are still side by side as they head into the dog leg.
I'm impressed with Oxendine being able to hold it on that outside line like he is. Normally it takes over half the race before that outside line works, but he's making it happen right now. And in fact, he may clear him here. And does.
Oh, I think Falkingham may have gotten into him just a little bit. He came right in front of Falkingham's nose. I mean, he came really close. And now he's going to block him down the back straightaway. It looks like now Oxendine is now free and clear to the first spot as Anthony Emery gets around Alex Warren for 5th.
Yes, sir. That's what you call slamming the door right there.
Oh, to an extent, yes, but pretty much.
A little further back in the field, a big battle for 14th, 15th, and 16th. Ariotti and Spencer Owens side by side as they go through the dog leg.
Yeah, further back in the field, and right now looks like I's got the advantage on the inside line. Looks like he'll clear him off of turn 4, and they'll get single filed out for a top 15 position. As now looks like Hayes Booth the inside of Spencer as they head in turn 1 for 16. Well, now we're gonna have a quick check actually with one of our onboard cameras being Spencer Owens, and also as we go on board with Spencer, just saying hello to, as I currently see right now, I see 47 viewers right now watching. Just want to say hello to everyone out there. Hopefully you're enjoying all our commentary, and hopefully I'm not blowing everyone's eardrums out with my excitement, but I bring excitement for
contact. Hayes Booth and Spencer Owens just get into it. Sorry to cut you off there, but they did. Hayes Booth kind of did a slide job and just almost took both of them out, but they save it and get going again. And now Sean Williams is able to make up ground on him.
Yeah, Sean Williams is the beneficiary of that contact. Now he goes up to 17th, but now he's going to settle in behind Spencer Owens after that contact. And it just goes to show that no matter where you are on track, you kind of have to be like pretty much focused on what's going on ahead, because you never know what can happen no matter where you are on the track.
And right now, Falkingham has gotten under Oxendine one more time. They're going to go at it again.
They wanted to know in chat who the other guy is. That's Dwayne LaPrade, the one and only Dwayne LaPrade, let me tell you.
Howdy.
Yeah. Falkingham sideways.
How did he not run into him? Oh, they're behind him.
Embry just got into Thomas Warren. He spun.
Yellow flag.
That was Alex Warren and Anthony Emery getting together.
And we got more trouble. Cody Miller just spun the back stretch as well. What happened there?
And Cody Miller was a victim of the checkup accordion there. They were all checking up, and he ran over the back of Hayes Booth and then got run over at the same time.
Bit of a
By Josh Robbins in the 8.
Yeah, strange, isn't it? For Emery, just looked like he shot up into Warren, and then there was a big checkup for that incident, and it kind of started when Patrick Colby. I don't know if he slowed up more than everyone else anticipated, but Hayes Booth checked up, Cody Miller ran to Hayes, and then Josh Robin plowed into him, and that forced the checkup. And now we got multiple damaged cars just from a simple spin. But the big story, Alex Warren gets spun around by Anthony Emery while battling for the 5th spot.
And Chad Oxendine gives up third place to come down pit road. He's going to restart 18th.
They're varying strategy calls, I guess, then from Oxendine, unless he had some damage. But it looks like the strategy's starting to play out already. It looks like Nicholas Corthell, he was around 25th. He came in as well, but that's an interesting call there from Oxendine, but he must be playing something out for his strategy in the long run.
Yeah, not to mention, these guys were out there for a few laps from the previous caution. of almost 10 laps there. So he's going to have 10 lap fresher tires. And it's going to be really interesting. He's going to have to be patient because he's going to run these guys down with those fresher tires.
And then the key being also that he's got to try and somehow manage those tires too when he gets back up toward the front of the field. But looks like strategy is going to start playing itself out. Sorry, it's going to be playing itself out now as looks as yeah, as I cannot talk right now. But
all right.
But yeah, strategy's going to play itself out at some point.
All right. Well, who you want to talk to?
Well, I think we'll let the guys just focus. It looks like they're going to get the one to go this time by.
Okay.
So with Femi Olat still in, I think he's led every lap so far, or anyways.
All right. Well, Brett, get him going.
Well, currently your top 10 and being as Femi Olat, Justin Lisby in the number 2 spot, Daniel Falcame in 3rd, Anthony Emery out after the contact with Alex Warren, he's now in 4th. Terrell Baker having a pretty stellar run right now in 5th place. Showtime Tyler Descharme now in the 6th spot. Keep an eye on him in this next restart. Will Klein in 7th, Ashley Molyneux in 8th, Howie Briss in 9th, and Elijah Gracia now, who started 26th. He's now worked his way up into the top 10, and he's been kind of running mostly a part-time schedule for the most part. His try ball goes up, and Femi Olat just goes right away as the green flag comes back down. He went like it was shot out of a cannon right as that pace truck went off, as now Falkingham to the inside of Lisenby for second.
Oh, we got contact. Elijah Garcia in the wall.
And he is limping down the back straightaway, but we stay green. He pancaked that right side pretty hard in the wall.
Yeah, he was 3 wide with Howie Briss and Bob Cheney and just got the worst of it. But we're green. He gets us going.
Fortunate break there for Gracia as now looks like Emery is in 4th. Tyler Ducharme now in the 5th spot with TCB in 6th. It's the front 5 gets single file. It looks like now they're starting to somewhat sort themselves down the front pack, and hopefully they will get that long run that some guys maybe hope for. As you can see now, some cloud cover, so it could cool the track a little, maybe help some of the tires, if not for a few minutes anyway. Will Klein up 10 spots. He starts 17th. Tyler Sharp started 19th up to 5th. And also Sean Williams up as well from 24th to 14th at this point.
A lot of out there right now. And right now, they go all the way back to Jared Darling right now before you find a battle. Spencer Owens, Patrick Colby. These 3 drivers have been pretty much side by side swapping positions the last 2 laps.
And remember, these guys were all involved in incidents or issues at some point. Darling with that first caution, and then the checkup involving Patrick Colby and Spencer Owens having his contact earlier in the race as well. So these guys are kind of, unfortunately, kind of limping around right now, but they're still in the race, so they still got a chance to maybe salvage something during the rest of the race.
And Chad Oxendine just took it 3 wide, almost did it again as he's got those fresh tires knifing his way through the field right now. He is coming.
Right now it's the inside of Howie Briss. This is for 11th place, so he is flying for the field right now. And we got
a spin. Spencer Madden in the 6th round. And it looks like it was just another self spin. He came out of 2 hit the wall, and that upset the car, and around through the dog leg it came.
Yeah, when he bounced off the wall pretty good, and that just shot him to the left. Shot him to the left side. He pretty much lost control of that. So rough race for Spencer Madden just got even worse for him, unfortunately.
Yes, sir. And I'm surprised the number of cautions that we've had that have been self spins here today. It seems to be coming out of 2, transitioning through the dog leg.
Oh. Some drivers were faking getting into the pits, and I think this caution is gonna. It's hard to say if it'll help Chad Oxendine or if it'll hurt him, because it closed him up to the front, as we can see. John Berry, Howie Briss, and Ashley Molino all pitting on this caution. Some flag, but that's gonna be interesting for terms of pit strategy. Since I'm talking about Chad Oxendine so much, maybe we should bring him up here.
Sounds good to me.
Chad Oxendine is Brett Bunkari up in the MaxspeedTV booth. You got a copy? Oh, wait.
Oh, gotcha. There you guys are. What's going on? Sorry about that.
It's all right. I see you had a bit of a strategy call. You pitted under the last caution. Was this a strategy call to maybe get yourself off sequence in terms of the tire strategy, or was it something else you had in mind?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping more guys would pit, to be honest with you. I don't mind being off sequence, but I thought a few more would pit. I mean, everyone had 3 sets left, and we're 40 laps in or so. It's been 12 laps since we pitted or something, so I just thought more would. But I think it'll play out all right here. We had a few go down that stop, and these guys in front of me are still on older tires, so might play out all right.
Now, Chad, right now we're 57 laps into the race. Right now, you had a bit of that long run, but then you had we had some quick yellows recently. What is going to be your expectation now in terms of the track and the race going forward, despite the fact that you're on a different sequence compared to leaders?
I think it just depends where these yellows are going to fall going forward here, and these tires might come into play later in the race. If we keep having yellows and who pits win, but we'll let's see what happens. You never know in these races with the yellows, so hopefully it plays out in my favor and we'll be up front at the end.
All right, well, I believe we're getting the 2 to go. We got the 1 to go this time, so we'll let you go and let you get back at it.
All right, thank you, Brett. Enjoy the race up there in the booth, you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So we are getting ready to go back racing here. And looks like Femi Olat has elected to take the outside line on this restart. So that's an interesting play there. He's definitely one of those drivers who is good at playing those mind games on a restart, and it's interesting to see what he's going to do here. He's probably not going to go as soon as the pace truck goes off. He's going to hold him as long as he can and then take off.
And that's kind of luxury when you're being the leader. You can kind of figure out when you want to go. We'll see what he does this time.
He's kind of leaning back off of the pace truck here a little bit as the pace truck ducks off. And there he goes. Femi Olat is once again playing mind games. He gets a great jump, and he's got a 4-car length lead as he goes down into turn 1 by himself.
Balkingham was pretty much caught sleeping on that restart. Now under pressure from Anthony Emery on the outside, but he gets the preferred line. Justin Lisby, and here comes TCB. He's looking for a top 5 spot, but now look at the inside. Here comes Tyler Ducharme on the inside. Take the 5th spot away, and he gets it easily as they head off to turn 4 as the battle is on for first between Lisenby and Emery.
Right now, Lisenby has the preferred line. Can he make it stick down there and get the pass, though? That's the question. Man, that high racing right there, and Emery gets it off of 4.
Yeah, Emery just and he's onto the outside line, but Chad Oxendine, keep an eye on him. He went to the outside of TCB. He gets by him in for, I believe, the 6th position, and he is coming fast right now as Lizaman and Emery are still going at it, and looks like Emery might have been cleared off of 4.
He will, and that outside line off of 3 and 4 seems to be coming in right now as guys are able to make passes. And right now, Oxendine is just kind of bottlenecked here. He's probably going to look for him to take it 3 wide. Charm gets loose.
Big time.
Able to save it.
Big time squirrely. He got in the gas a hair too hard, and the rear end swung around him, and that allowed Oxendine to take advantage of that. And now he is all over Lizenby for 4th place as they head into turn number 1 as they start lap number 63.
Those fresher tires working for Oxendine right now as he looks to the inside through the dog leg. He's got the position, but can he make it stick through 3 and 4?
Should be able to, and Lizenby gets all the room in the world. And Chad Oxendine now with those newer tires, he'll now go to the 4th position, and he'll start to set his sights on Anthony Emery. And if we get that long run, this is going to play into Oxendine's hands more and more and more as the run progresses. If he saves enough of that tire, as now he is not wasting time. He wants Anthony Emery for further, but he's going to back off. Looking inside at the turn number 1 goes Oxendine inside of him. Ready for the number 3 spot. Emery gonna try.
Oh, we got a wreck. Scott Schuler.
Spencer Madden, Cole Fralick, Elijah Gracia, and Jared Darling also involved. This was in turn 1 for I can.
Reports coming in that that Hayes booth had a black screen, slams into the wall on the front stretch, hits the brakes, and that just checked up the field behind him. They were 3 wide coming to him, and man,
that is unfortunate to say the least. I mean, having a technical issue like that, and basically you're driving blind, and he slowed down so much that everyone just plowed into that mess. And I got, looks like Spencer Madden again, Scott Schuler, Cody Miller, Elijah Gracia, Jared Darling, all involved in this pileup, and Spencer Madden cannot catch a break.
Yeah, a lot of guys are going to be done in this one.
That's gotta be a sickening feeling for Hayes Booth. Like to have something like that happen to him, basically being, like I said, driving blind, and everyone else come flying in. Like that is, he's gonna be sick.
It's the equivalent of driving a real world race car and having your steering wheel coming off in the middle of the corner. That's pretty much what it's like.
I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head in that regard. I mean, yeah, Algier had that happen to him a few years ago, and had onboard camera and everything to show the world about it, but luckily he didn't get hit by anyone else. But that brings out there a caution for that, and in all of that, watch all that chaos, looks like some guys did pit, because now Chad Oxendine is in the number 2 spot behind Femiola, with TCB in 3rd, John Berry 4th.
Yes, sir. Looks like several pitted there. That includes Daniel Falkingham, Anthony Emery, Lizenby, Tyler Ducharme. So a number of drivers coming down on this caution to top off and get fresh rubber. Do we have time? Well, if we get another caution, we'll talk to Anthony Emery.
Now the thing I'm trying to look at now is when Oxnard pitted last tires. It might have been around in the 30s, I believe, when he made that pit stop.
Looks like it was lap 46 was the last time he was on pit road.
So of him being on kind of the older set of newer set, because Famiola hasn't pitted since that first time they all pitted for tires. So if he can get a jump on Oxendine, and then it could be interesting how the tires thing was going, because there might be some guys that may try to fly for the field when they get this next race as they are on the one that go now.
All right, we'll get them going.
So Famiola had a pretty kind of quiet race so far. All right now, and now with the pit strategy and the tire sequence and everything coming into play, we'll see how this next race start is going to sort itself out as Famiola. We'll see when he wants to go. Pace truck rolls off. Look, he goes! Femi with the jump. TCB with an incredible restart. He gets to the inside, and TCB is now in the number 2 spot. Oxnard falls to 3rd. John Berry 4th. Spencer Owen. Remember his issues earlier. He's 5th. And the first battle is actually on the inside of Howie Bridge. But here comes Anthony Emery, Tyler Ducharme, Falkingham, the guys who just pitted. And they got to try to be careful as some of these guys in front of them are going to be on slower tires. And actually now, big trouble! Smash the wall!
Looked like there was contact there. I didn't see who that was. Looks like it was Alex Warren made contact there.
And that hurts Will Klein. He was 7th in the gold standings coming into this race. And, well, now his hopes for a good day were over. And it just looked like Warren just slid up, I think, just enough to get into contact with Will, overcorrected, and absolutely pile drove the outside wall on the exit to turn 4.
Now it's going to be interesting. He's not smoking, but he is missing a front end. We'll have to see how much damage he has, if he can get back out there at all, or if he can even stay on the lead lap. But yeah, this is definitely big implications here for the Gold Cup, and this is just race 1.
And it's like free races in this round, and like I said, it's a win and you're in scenario. So they get automatically in, but then also the points being as well. So it could be now for guys like Will Klein, Jared Darling, just a couple examples, and keep in mind also Nicholas Carresso, like he's in the Gold Cup too. Like they may have to go to like a win and you're in mentality for the next couple races.
Yep.
Good play. What's up?
Anthony Emery, Dwayne in the booth. You got a copy?
What's going on, man?
Well, it's been an interesting race so far. You started 13th on the field. You find yourself currently in 7th. How's it looking out there to you right now?
We'll see what happens with this. We got some old tires in front of me. I think I'm the first one on new tires, though. If I can just pound through the field here in a little bit, I think I can get the lead. I like that was a good call. I feel like on my part, I'm surprised Femi and Chad didn't pit. Honestly, I mean that doesn't really make sense for their races. I was really surprised by that. But just want to go out of my way. I made a mistake on Alex Warren earlier, and I got into him, and that was my fault. So, I feel bad about that. But a long way to go still, and hopefully he gets back up here. But yeah.
All right. Well, a couple of guys out there on different pit strategies, different pit sequence right now. Do you think that's going to come to play if we get a long run here?
Yeah. I mean, if it gets a long run, I'm in the best spot. I still feel like I'm the best spot regardless. If Femi and Chad get a long run here, yeah, they're screwed. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't get that call at all. But just we got to get through these cars first, and that could create some chaos. Old tires meeting new tires. So let's see how it goes, and hopefully have another clean restart. Get started on the bottom, thankfully, and see how it goes.
All right. Well, good luck. We're back to 1 to go, so we'll let you go, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end.
Have a good one, guys.
All right. So what's Femi Olat going to do on this restart, we wonder?
I really don't know what he's gonna do. I mean, a little bit of a story for myself. If I were in the lead in the restart, if I can talk to someone, I'll actually say hey to someone, and then go. I like to trick them sometimes, but it's only in a league race that I do that.
Well, Femi Olat's been playing mind games on these restarts all race long, and I got a feeling he's going to do more of the same here, but we're about to find out. All right, here we go. Pace truck is off. And Olat's going to make him wait for the green. No, he goes.
Green.
And again, gets a great jump and the easy lead as Chad Oxendine falls back in behind in second. But look out for Terrell Baker there on the outside, trying to get a run on the outside. And John Barry almost made it 3 wide. As a little further behind him, they are 3 wide. Justin Lisenby, and he has to back out of it.
Yeah, Fallon, Daniel, Falky. I know those guys are newer tires, but right now, Olat's in the capper seat right now. TCB gets in front of John Barry. Oh, it checked up a little bit there behind Oxnard, and I almost thought Barry's going to get in at TCB.
Little bit of blocking going on there. 3 wide behind him, stacked up 4 wide.
They are all over.
Oh, contact!
Hardy! A big wreck! Sean Williams is in the air!
A big one at Phoenix. Wow, Sean Williams' night is done.
Well, this all started because Ducharme goes inside of Falkingham. They nearly get 4 wide. I don't know if he came up into Emery or what happened there. There was some contact. And then in all of this checkup, I think they're checking up for Ducharme.
Yeah, Ducharme goes right off of the, gets into Emery and goes sliding through the infield. Now everybody in front of him checks up, and it's just a madhouse here from that. And Ducharme actually spins back up into traffic. And really, Sean Williams was just a victim of this, as he just really had nowhere to go. And
Sean slides up into Josh Robin. As Sean Williams comes up, he goes into Justin Gable, and then the lots of physics kick in as he gets launched into the air by Cody Miller. Also involved Jared Darling again with damage, and Cody Lamas also involved in this mess on lap 76.
And Sean Williams ends up on his roof. And motor blown. It is definite. He's going to have to sit there. If he's going to get back out there and run some laps, he's going to have at least a half hour wait for them to fix that motor.
Well, pretty much however time he had to come in for agreement for just towing the car from where it was on basically on his lid. So,
and here's a little bit of a curious move. Femi Olat still hasn't made his second pit stop yet.
I think just kind of like, I mean, you boys want to have all of this chaos behind me. I mean, that'd be great. I can just save my tires as long as I possibly can. Because if it goes longer just right now he's gonna basically have like plenty of tires to use, as well as we as this race goes along. Like if this trend of cautions happens to continue on, so most laps. Femi Olat has the most laps led already clinched at this point in time. So he's pretty much having a field day. Probably, I wouldn't say driving one hand, but sometimes I do at Talladega. But anyway, but relaxing, probably having a grand old time right now. So,
as Rudy would say, it just seems to be a Femi Olat kind of night, doesn't it?
Probably saying that for the most part. It looks like they're about to get the one to go this time by. It looks like Femi is going to choose the outside line again. And that is the 4th caution of this race. Well, kind of already, but we have 13 caution laps, 72 to go, and as you saw on the stats on your screen there, with them, me being the only leader so far. I don't ever recall a race ever in a league where someone led every single lap. Maybe it happened recently, but I don't ever recall in my experience.
It's definitely a rarity, especially when you factor in pit stops and everything. For someone to lead every single lap, I don't know if Himi's going to do it tonight, but he has a really good shot right now.
Well, we're going to find out if he can continue that going. He's going to lead the field out once again. Pace truck rolls off. Look, he goes really early. He just went real early again, and that cost Oxendine the number 2 spot at TCB. Is now 2nd place as they head into turn 1 right now. Spencer Owens and Ashley Molino are battling a little bit further back, but now Oxendine's got
contact. Anthony Emery goes for a ride, and they're 5 wide behind him. Oh, more contact in the back. Ducharme again in the wall. We're still green though. Wow.
That was insane. The contact with Emery, Falkenkamp came right down the hill and he whacked Emery on the right side. That's gonna hurt his performance.
And Justin Lisaby takes him 3 wide again. These guys aren't done yet.
3 wide inside of Owens and Falkenkamp. Lisaby slides up a little bit in 3 and 4. This is for, I believe, the 7th spot. As right now, John Barry and Ashley Molino, they're battling just up ahead of him for like the 5th spot. Oh,
almost 4 wide.
And nearly stuck his nose free wide between Molino and Barry, as they are still side by side on the exit of turn 4. Oh!
Ooh, contact.
Just about contact. Oh no, Ashley gets himself cleared. And now that allows Falkenkamp to get outside. 3 wide out 2. Liza is almost smash the blue cone as he goes right near the wall on the inside. Turn 3. Falkenkamp gets by Barry. Alex Ward now in the mix, and they're now side by side, I believe, for 6th place or something, and they're not done yet.
No, sir. These fresh tires coming to the front in a hurry. Not showing any patience right now as they're trying to get as much as they can before these things wear out.
I mean, they gotta go like right now, like almost basically. Falkenkamp now looking in behind Molino, and actually, these guys are scrapping it out, keeping one eye on the race for the lead. Oxendine is all over Femiola, but depends if you guys can get a move done before these guys cause even more chaos. Speaking of
wide again.
3 wide again to turn 1.
Oh, this is not going to work. Falkenkamp's out.
Caution, yellow flag.
Falkenkamp around, and I don't think he hit anything, but 3 wide, a bit of a squeeze play with Ashley Molino, and well, that happened.
Well, I hate to say it, but I saw that one coming.
Especially with those guys who are just driving so hard on these new tires that you kind of figured that if something was going to happen, and if they manage to get through it cleanly, then maybe it gets sorted out. But Falkenkamp goes around, and
I'd say I'm more impressed that he didn't hit anything. He almost hit the outside wall. If anything, he just barely touches it, but not enough to cause any damage to the car. So out of all the guys who spun tonight, he's probably the luckiest.
Oh, definitely, for sure. Now, here's the thing now. The front 2 is what I'm wondering about. Will Femi Olak come in this time and Chad Oxendine? Because if they do, the tire sequence will be even, and Femi is going to be just, he almost be laughing at this point. And
he is.
Yeah.
Oh, is he going to fake it? No, he fakes it.
Oh, Oxendine.
And that is a lonely feeling as everyone else pretty much stays out. Oxendine, he's going to be starting in the back.
Now this is going to be interesting. Now he's at the back end. Now he's going to try and claw for the field once again. And while we are under caution, I'm gonna, you know what? Let's bring up TCB. Terrell Baker is Brett Buncari up in the booth. You got a copy?
Oh, Brett, what's going on? Hey, guys, what's going on?
Well, TCB, like, this is just from my experience. I don't ever recall you having a run like this. I mean, usually we're knowing you for Daytona and Talladega, but you're running in the number 2 spot. And when you're, me personally, looking at your best runs yet. How has the car, though, been for you, and how's the race been for you?
Well, you know what, Brett, this race has been pretty wild in the beginning there. We were having a hard time getting into the corners and stuff, but you know, I stayed out, and since then I've just been up front, and luckily the caution's been falling our way, and just P2 out here. I don't know how I'm still up here, and I haven't been involved in any of the chaos back there, but you know what, Brett, we're just doing our best.
Now, if we get like a longer run, do you think you'll be able to stay up there toward the front, or are you going to have to kind of hope that you get like a short run, get a yell, and then get back on sequence in terms of tires right now? Because a lot of guys are starting to get like varying tire strategies right now. I mean, Femi hasn't taken any tires since that first caution that we've had, and everyone else been kind of on sequence, so it's kind of leading to a lot of this chaos that we've been seeing. So do you think that you can stay up near the front, or you're going to have to get back on sequence in terms of tires?
Well, that was actually a very good question. I don't know. Like, honestly, I would like to have a car so I could pit, but I kind of want to like try to gap out a little bit of the field and then catch the yellow. I don't know, Brett. I really don't. I don't know, man. I just want to stay up here. I really want to just be able to try to stay up here and try to get a top 5 or something, but we'll see what happens. I do plan on pitting, obviously, though. I don't have enough fuel to make it.
All right, well, you guys got the one to go, and you're going to be inside last. Femi choose the outside line, we'll let you go.
All right. Yeehaw!
Of course we would get that. Yeah, get the yeehaw in there. The trademark line of TCB and FTRL and NORC. Well, Dwayne, after that last restart, what are we going to have for an encore?
It's going to be interesting. We might see 4 or 5 wide again. How about that?
Oh, that'd be incredible.
Well, here we go. Pace truck ducks off, and Femi Olat, he's going to hold him for just a second. And there he goes. He waits for the green, and a lot of tire spin up front. They're 3 wide on the front stretch as they go into 1. Anthony Emery gets through that, and he moves from 7th to 5th in 1 lap, now on 4th.
Now, the big loser was actually Dimono. He might have spun the tires, but also got a little bit of help from John Barry as well. And those two are the big losers. They plummet from the front of the field to about basically the hornet's nest in mid-pack. And now TCB is under fire now from Justin Lizaby as he cuts to the apron on the exit of turn 2. And there is Alex Warren. And remember, he was involved in the incident earlier with Emery. He's back up in the mix now. Lizaby to second. Warren now going for third as they're on a little bit newer tires compared to Terrell Baker. And looks like they're going to go by him for, looks like, second and for third place.
And our leader is in the crosshairs.
Yeah, Femi Olat now, he's going to be under fire big time now. Because remember, he's on basically the oldest tires of everyone in this race. And now he kind of maybe a sitting duck right now. As here comes Lizenby looking for the race lead.
3 wide in the back with Chad Oxendine, Cody Miller, and Ariadne. They barely get through it.
And don't look now, Lizenby was all over Olat's rear bumper. Look to the inside and the back straightaway. As further back, Anthony Emery to the inside of TCB for 4th, but thinks better of it. Now it's a 3-car race for the lead as Alex Warren has caught the front 2. And now if Femiolat was under pressure now. He's going to be under a lot of pressure now as they head the exit of turn 2. Lazenby is all over his bumper now. He's going to block him to the inside, trying to prevent him getting the lead, but Lazenby might have a corner. He does not. As he will hang on to the lead, but how long can Femi hang on to this lead?
And how long is it going to be before Lazenby uses the chrome horn?
Well, we'll see about that. the way this race is gone, I wouldn't be surprised if the chrome horns already gets used on lap 96. 100 as Ola is blocking Lazenby as they both go to the apron. And the thing is too, if you're gonna keep holding each other like this, can someone like Emery get by TCB for 4 and then set his sights on the front 3? And actually here comes Emery to the inside for 4th place. It looks like TCB is going to let him go.
Yeah, right now those old tires not doing Baker any favors right now, as he's just hoping for a quick caution here so he can come pit road, get that taken care of.
And of course, in terms of tires, Oxendine has got the newest tires out of everyone. Right now, I thought he got into John Barry there for 8th place there, but he's the one who's going to try and charge for the field, because he's on the newer...
Battle for the lead. Femiolat, Justin Lazenby to the inside. Femiolat getting the first challenge of the race here. Lazenby, they're side by side. You couldn't fit a person between those cars.
No, you couldn't. Lazenby should have the advantage. He drives it into turn 1. And I think Femi realizes now the battle is lost, and now he's got to try and just hang on. As now he goes to 3rd. Alex Warren now into the number 2 spot.
Talk about close. Justin Lazenby led that lap by 0.003 of a second.
Now it goes, so basically Femi Ola read the first 98 laps, and that is our first lead change of the race's round. Now it looks like the field is starting to get somewhat singled out just a little bit. And in terms of Chet Oxendine's progress, he is now up to 6th. He just got by Terrell Baker, who's under pressure now from John Barry, and now he's all over Ashley Molino for the number 5 spot.
And if you're Femiolat, or you're sitting there, you got to be asking yourself, did you stay out too long? Should you have come on one of those previous 2 cautions?
It's hard to say. Like I say, he's on the oldest tires of everyone, but he's hoping for a yell, and he's kind of hoping that maybe some of these guys who pitted on the newer tires can be staying out there, and he get the advantage on the tire sequence. But if we go green the rest of the way, that's going to hurt him big time. But Oxendine's case, though, it may actually help him, because he is coming for the field like a freight train, because now he has caught Anthony Emery for 4th. Oxendine now looking to the inside of Emery's and get out of 4. Very close in the exit of the 4. It looks like Emery's going to hold on to him for now, and you can just see doing right there. They are both catching Olat, as now Oxendine goes to the inside of Emery for the number 4 spot.
Fresher tires will prevail as he goes to the apron and makes it stick. And now sets his sight on the older tires of Femiolat.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Cole Freilich trying to work his way back into the top 10 goes to the inside of Howie Briss, and they're side by side.
Well, speaking of Howie Briss, I believe we have an on-board camera of him, and I don't know if we did him already tonight, but yeah, let's do it anyway. Yeah, different. See how his perspective is. Oh, sorry, just saw Falkingham got loose. Was out of turn 4 there, but he hangs on to him as we go on board. Go on board with Sorry, I don't know if I'm about to lose my voice.
That's all right.
Looking at how he is right now battling with Bobby Cheney, and TCB, and TCB has just gone backwards in a hurry. And he is kind of hoping for that caution that we kind of discussed about earlier. So he's kind of been struggling trying to hang on to it. And right now, Briss, Cheney, they're all over him. This will be for 8th.
Yeah, and this is the closest battle right now. And Femi Olat just announced that he is bringing it to pit road. So,
oh, TCB's on the apron. Oh, Cheney!
wow. What a slide up. Oh, he had a little help. I went back and looked at it. Howie Briss got into the back of him. But everybody saved it. We're still green.
Well, yeah, it's interesting because the thing is also Terrell Baker, he went to the apron turn free, but yeah, Howie right into the back of Cheney as we were kind of looking at the at Femi Olat pitting, and then Cheney makes an incredible save regardless, but that was an interesting series of events. But now with Femi Olat pitting, he is a lap down right now, and I had to think that the strategy that he was trying out is going to backfire big time on him, unless the only thing I can think of is unless these guys pit with like 50 or so laps to go, it might not work out for him.
For Femi, his only hope right now is that this stays green the rest of the way and everyone else has to pit again. Otherwise, he has just doomed himself there.
Yeah, he's gonna get by a lot of gutter cars. I mean, he could maybe drive up and unlap himself, but as of right now on track, the leaders are going for 1 and 2, and Femi right now, he is entering turn 1 right now. Like, he is carving through the field, but he's gonna need a lot of help to somehow get back in the fight.
Yeah, right now he's feeling like a superhero. He's driving by guys like they're sitting still, but he's got a lot of work to do to get back up to the lead.
Yeah, Colin, like, blew by Spencer Owens and Cole Frere. They're battling for the 8th spot. And right now, in terms of basically your front 2 now, because Chad Oxendine is now in 2nd. He got by Alex Warren. And in terms of the lap times right now, Liza ran a 28.546 to a 28.460 for Oxendine. So this is right now playing into Oxendine's hands, and it could be just a matter of time before he gets by to take the lead away from. I thought losing my voice here to take the lead away from Lisenby.
Now, one thing to keep in mind, if this does go green, Femi Olat's actually in the driver's seat because he is running lap times over a second faster than our leader right now. And the longer these guys stay out here, if it does go green and they have to pit, the further behind they're going to be when they do finally come out.
And like I said, that's the thing that Olat needs right now. He basically needs to just fly through the field. Like, he might be able to unlap himself the way this is going, but then he's got to hope that the rest of the field actually pits, because we're currently on lap 113 of 114 now of 150. So it's kind of a short run. He's got to hope that these guys will pit. The question is, will they actually pit? Because they might stay out the whole way.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if everyone has enough fuel to make it. It's going to be close.
Well, they do have 75% fuel in their tanks, so of all the cautions that they've had, you would think that it wouldn't be too big of an issue, but you never know too. And the other driver who also has the same situation as Femi Olat is Terrell Baker. When that contact happened with Cheney and Howie Briss in the turn 3 earlier, TCB went to the apron kind of the same time. He pitted along with Femi, so those two are on the same kind of strategy sequence. compared to everyone else in the field.
Yeah, no, the only problem that Baker has right now is that he's actually 7.5 seconds behind Femi right now. So if those two should inherit the lead, he's got a lot of ground to catch up to try to catch Femi.
Yeah, Justin.
And we got a battle for the lead brewing.
Yeah, Lizenby's lead is pretty much gone, but now here comes Femi. He's gonna blow by Oxendine. Now he's gonna try and blow by Lizenby, and you can see there just from Femi going to the inside of Oxendine, that opens up the gap a little bit. But now Oxendine gets a great run out of turn 2, and he is all over Justin Lizenby before the race lead as they work their way out of turn 4.
He's going to stick it to the inside. He gets the run. Here they go, side by side as they go down into turn 1. And Lizenby trying to hang in there, but the inside's going to prevail.
Lizenby stayed with him off the corner, but those newer tires of Oxendine prevails, and Chad Oxendine, who tried this strategy earlier, it kind of worked. He tried it again, and now it works out for him as Chad Oxendine becomes I believe, the third different leader today after Femi Olat's early domination.
And now we're starting to see people duck off to pit road. Ashley Mulenick's on pit road. Several others already pitted. Josh Robin, Cody Miller, Bobby Cheney, all have made their final pit stop. Patrick Colby among those as well.
And some of the guys like Cody Miller, Robin, those guys, they had a lot of damage from the issues that they've had in today's race, but still trying to get back on sequence. So, and now it's just going to be a matter of if or when the leaders pit, and if that happens, what gap could Femi Olat have if those guys pit? How much of a lead could he have, and could they be able to run him down? But to be quite frank about it, I just don't know if I can see the leaders pitting if they know they have enough fuel to make it.
Yeah, if it's going to be close here on the fuel window, I mean, they may have enough to make it to the end. I don't know if we're going to have a green-white checker, but they would definitely have to pit if we did. But yeah, it's going to be really close here. And that's one of the things I like about Phoenix. You never know. It always comes down to a fuel mileage or tire strategy, and we're seeing that play out right now.
Speaking of pit stops, Daniel Falkingham is in the pits right now.
As is Howie Briss.
So could possibly be, maybe this may not be over yet for Femi Olat. The only other thing that could also work out for Femi potentially, if there is a caution, he may play a gamble and stay out while everyone else comes into the pits. And maybe he could get the lead that way, but it'd be really hard to hold off the charging pack as we are around on lap 123. So I'm getting more curious about the strategy and all that as we go along. How many spots can Femi make up?
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see who has the fuel at this point, because with so many strategies playing out right now, we only have 12 drivers, including Femi Olat, left on the lead lap. So out of everybody who's pitted, Olat's the only driver on the lead lap right now. So if a caution were to come out right now, all those other guys who've already pitted are going to be stuck one lap down.
Stuck one lap down and probably maybe forced to use the wave around. And as of right now, the driver in the lucky dog spot is Terrell Baker right now, as he is currently entering turn 1. He's behind Alex Warren on track at this point in time, but we'll see how the strategy is going to play out in terms of who will be lap downs and all that stuff. But you never know, Kaji could come out and just throw everything for a loop again.
Absolutely. And Justin Lisenby is not letting Oxendine get away.
Yeah, he actually ran a little bit faster than Oxendine is, so maybe Oxendine wore his tire just a tad, but hard to really tell at this point in time. Last time by, a 6.4 free, 28.64 free for Oxendine to a 28.671 for Lisenby. I just thinking that it's just a matter of time before Oxendine puts on the afterburners and just says adios to Justin Lisenby in terms of tires. But we'll have to see, though. Like I said, maybe something could happen in the closing stage that could turn everything upside down, as it has been already.
Yeah, Cole Freilich gives up 6th position to come down pit road.
Yeah, a little. Let's see, he goes down pit road. A little bit of a coordinated check up there with Ariotti, Bobby Cheney, and Josh Robin right now. We haven't really talked about Ari that much since the beginning of the race. Like he started around 10th. He kind of got up in the mix a little bit, but he's had a bit of a quiet race and kind of avoided a lot of the madness that has gone on throughout the event. So haven't really talked about Ari much, but he's hanging in there right now as Anthony Emery's on pit road now. He gives up 6th.
And as we're coming to 20 to go, this has got to make you wonder, do these leaders have enough gas to make it? My vote's going to be no at this point.
It doesn't really seem that way. I mean, I'd be curious more. Yeah, I get real curious if it. I think Chad might be close. I don't know about Lisenby. Could it possibly be that only having 75% fuel in these cars is making that much of a difference? I didn't think it would this late, but maybe we're just in that magic window where guys who are on different sequences can't make it on fuel, and maybe some guys can right now. So it's just getting.
It's going to be interesting because Chad Oxendine and Spencer Owens are the ones who have been on pit road the most out of the top 6. So it's going to be interesting to see who's got the fuel and who's going to run out.
And also in terms of strategy as well, we got a pass for the 11th spot, but this is also the lucky dog spot, as Ashley Molino just got by Terrell Baker. So if a caution comes out, unless Molino can unlap himself, then possibly TCB gets lucky. But for right now, Ashley Molino is in the lucky dog spot. So we might be something interesting on our hands if a caution comes out right now. And
oh, by the way, Femi Olat has passed 2 people on the lead lap for position, as John Barry gives up 5th spot to bring it down pit road. This looks like it's playing into Olat's hands right now.
Possibly, but really the key is going to be that front 2. If they can make it or not. Like, that's the... They were...
And remember, Will Klein was involved in an incident earlier, hit the inside wall. He's now running 7th.
Yeah. Will Klein, that car was destroyed in that incident with Alex Moore in turn 4, but no front end. No problem. I'll still be in the top 10. He'll still salvage something out of this, because like I said, with Tyler Ducharme behind the wall, Nicholas Caressel behind the wall as well, he could still gain some points here if he can go the rest of the way, as we are coming up on, it's going to be on lap 135.
Yeah, it'll be 15 to go when they get to the line.
Yeah, they're also in a little bit of traffic, I think, as well, as they got led by Scott Shore, it looks like. Yeah, Scott Shore already got by him on track, but Oxendine is starting to use those tires to his advantage. A 6.64 to a 7.67 for Lisenby. And you can see also Daniel Falking, who just pitting. He's coming up on the field. He's going to try and fly back up on the lead lap. But I think we're all just kind of watching the front 2 guys, Oxendine and Lisenby, if they will come to pit road or not. And also Alex Warren too, like if they will come to pit road for field, because this is just turning into a strategy fest now. Like, could it be after all this time we may have a fuel mileage race?
That's what it's looking like here, absolutely. And it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here. Now, hopefully, cooler heads will prevail, and some of these guys on fresher tires can have the patience to get by some of the slower guys out there. As Alex Warren gives up third spot, he's on pit road.
And this is just getting more and more and more interesting, and this is going to just benefit Femiola even more. If he made up as much ground as he did, he may get into the top 5 when this is all said and done. So this is going to be crazy.
Here we go, Fockingham about to unlap himself as Alex Warren finishes his pit stop, rejoins the race. And Fockingham, he's the first car 1 lap down. He's in 10th.
About to unlap himself, and right now that would put Anthony Emery, I believe, the first one a lap down. He just got by Terrell Baker, so he'll be in the lucky dog spot at this point in time.
Gary already gives up 4th place to come down pit road to make his final stop.
And right now, all of this has put Femi Olat in the 5th spot right now. So he's got to be thinking, like, just hoping that the leaders pit. He's hoping that, like, Spencer O wins and, like, Lisenby and Oxendine cannot make it, and they're going to be forced to pit it for fuel, as we are now going to go. Justin Lisenby's in the pits!
Can Oxendine make it around here 8 more times?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think he may have just came on the radio that he might be pitting. I don't know. We're going to have to see here. Unless he's just allowing Emery to go by. Yeah. Yeah, he might be just letting Emery go, so...
Well, right now, he has the room, Oxendine does. He has an 8-second lead, 8.5-second lead over Justin Lisenby. If he can just, he doesn't even have to full throttle. If he can just coast around here, he's got 7 more laps to try to get this done. He does not want to see a caution right now. That would be the worst thing for him. Oh, by the way, Femi Olat, he's back up to 4th.
Yeah, Olat back. Yeah, and Will Klein, no front end. Oh, by the way, I'm in the top 3 now. you want, like, bizarreness? Have a car with no front end, you're running in 3rd place right now. But right now Femi Olat's gonna go to the inside, and he'll make the pass pretty well easily. And right now, Oxendine's lead is 11.2 seconds on Spencer Owens.
I think Spencer's also trying to save fuel as well. It was 8 seconds now, 11 seconds, but Spencer's got to be careful. Femi Olat's only 8 seconds behind him, so he can't coast for too long, or Femi's going to take him over.
Well, just briefly checking the onboards of Oxendine, he's not clutching at all. He's still going, and looks like the same thing with Owens as well. So they're both, looks like, just committed to going here. So
5 to go.
We're gonna have to see. It looks like they're not saving at all.
Well, we're gonna. It's gonna be an interesting last few laps here. I think if you're Oxendine, you're committed right now. You're not looking for it's checker flag or bust at this point if you're Chad Oxendine.
Here's the other thing too, like if a late caution comes out, there'll only be 8 cars in the lead lap. Will there be 9 with Alex Warren being the lucky dog spot? And then who knows what can happen. But the thing is, too, you're going to have Owens on the outside of him on the restart, but that's if another caution does come out right now at this point. But so this could still be interesting. This ain't over yet right now, as we were on 3 laps to go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 2 miles to go for Chad Oxendine. Does he have 2 miles of fuel left in that tank?
Yeah. And right now Spencer Owens doesn't have to worry about Femiola. You know, he's got about a 7-second gap, give or take, to Femi. So Spencer Owens could be in line for a top 2 finish at this point in time, as Oxendine's going to come out of 4 and he'll take the white flag this time.
No overtime here. White flag is out. 4 more corners for Chad Oxendine. Does he have enough to make it? We're about to find out.
On the back straightaway for the final time, gets on the inside of Jared Darling. Darling will let him go. As Oxendine comes for 3 and 4.
He could coast to it now. Even if he runs out, he's got it. Chad Oxendine on a fuel mileage is your winner. And how about Spencer Owens snagging 2nd place? And Femi Olat was going to cross the line in 3rd.
After staying out for so long on this first set of tires, Olat salvages a top 3.
And Will Klein brings a car with the front end missing home 4th. Sure. Chad Oxendine, congratulations, man. We talked to you earlier. You are off sequence with everyone else. Fuel strategy won the other race here. How much fuel did you have left?
I probably had about 3 laps left there to make it, but I knew I was good to make it with practice and everything. I knew the fuel mileage was right at 65 laps, so I could not believe no one pitted when I pitted. I mean, I know no one probably thought it would go green the rest of the way, but you just never know. So it worked out, man. Getting off sequence worked out.
It certainly did. And congratulations, you've punched your ticket to the next round. Talk about the race. I mean, you got to be happy going as we go into next week, into the new year.
I'm happy. I mean, I don't got to worry about the next 2 weeks. Can go out and just go for the win and have fun and not have to stress about it. So that was awesome. Anytime you can win is awesome. And it's a strong field. So to beat the guys that are out there, and it feels good to win, man. Anytime is good. But this one's special. Lock into the final 3 and go for that championship.
Absolutely. Well, who do you got to thank for first place tonight?
Well, first, I want to thank you guys up in the booth for doing what you guys do every week. Thank Jared, Anthony, and Tom for putting this league together. It's been a lot of fun. I enjoy racing every Tuesday. Thank all of my family, friends out there watching. And my sponsor, Hardy's been with me all year. Thank you for them for sticking with me. And just everyone racing me clean there at the end, the lap cars and the guys that were faster than me on new tires. So I appreciate it.
All right, Chad. Well, we'll let you go. Burn that thing down, and congratulations, and we'll see you next week at Iowa.
All right. Thank you, Dwayne. You guys have a good week. Talk to you next week.
Brett, you got second?
Yes, as I do, as I'm recovering my voice. Spencer Owens is Brett Bunkari up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. Hello.
Well, Spencer, you had a bit of a rough start to the race. Again, might have some content, I think, earlier in the race. Correct me if I'm wrong on that statement, but and of all the carnage and all the things that happened, you somehow managed to salvage a 2nd place run just talk about the race in general and what was your fuel mileage like at the end of the race?
Yeah, I had that early damage. We got in contact with Hayes Booth, put us up in the fence. So we were just hanging in the back, just trying to hang on and just let everybody file themselves out. And then we just got off cycle. We picked up Chad's plan, so we just went in with that one. I think we're the only two on that plan. So we all made it to we both made it to the end with about 5 laps to go. So big shout out to him because I just followed his footsteps.
That's definitely a good example. Just follow someone else's footsteps, and you eventually make something good out of it. But in all seriousness, though, how was the car? Despite you had the damage out there, what was the car like on the tires with that long run? Did it tighten up much at all? Was it still squirrely out of turn 2 and 4? How was it?
My opinion, the car was loose. It was fun. You actually had to drive it for once, so I love driving these cars. They're fun to drive when they actually have to drive them, and not just slot cars. So that was fun to do. Over time, if you didn't save the tires correctly, they did get bad. But other than that, it was a really fun race.
And finally, you were seated number 10, tied with Chad and Alex Warman and Carrazzo. You're going to make probably a pretty good move in the points as we head into round number 2. How much did the second place finish help you in terms of the chase going forward?
Oh, it boosts a lot. I came into this race, I was expecting top 15, just to survive, because I don't like this track. I don't like coming here ever. So to come out with a second is beyond amazing. It's basically a win for me. So I'll take it and move on to Iowa, and hopefully we can make it keep going forward.
Well, Spencer, who are you going to thank out there for your second place showing tonight?
I got to thank you guys for the broadcast. You did a great show tonight. You got to thank Jared, Anthony, Tom for the race. They did a great job officiating tonight. All the fans who came out to support us. Chad for that great pit call. So it was a good race.
Well, Spencer, congrats again on your second place finish, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. You guys have a good week.
Yeah, next year as well. Yes. And I believe, Dwayne, you got Femi Olat?
Yes, sir. Femi, man, what a race for you. You started on the pole. You led the most laps, pretty much dominated the first half of the race. Just in the end, it looks like fuel mileage beat you out there. Talk about your racing a little bit.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying to, be that good throughout the race and end up not winning it. But also, I didn't know that it was winning. You move on to the next round, so that does make it even more sour. Because I feel like I could have had a good shot. I didn't really like the way the car drove, but like I made it work by leading all those laps and just got out strategied. So congrats to Chad. I did not expect that at all. I didn't think they could make it.
Yeah, you weren't the only one. We were wondering as well in the booth, but they timed it perfectly there. But you can't hang your head too low. You led the most laps. You got the polars, so there's some bonus points coming your way there. But you're heading into Iowa next week, a short track. How do you feel about there?
I see. That's the thing that makes not winning kind of sting, because these two tracks, Phoenix and Iowa, I don't particularly like, and so anything can happen at Iowa. So I don't know, just try to qualify well again and stay in front of the trouble, and I hope it results in another good finish.
Roger that. Well, definitely got some work to do, but it's nothing you can't do. I mean, if you hated Phoenix and you had such a dominating performance, it's going to be interesting to see what you could do at Iowa.
I'd like to think that, man, but I don't have a good track like Iowa, man. I'm being dead serious. I don't like that track at all. That's like Rockingham, and those two tracks I just hate it. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just gonna try to stay away from trouble.
That's always a good idea. All right, well, we'll let you get out of here and go celebrate third, but who do you got to thank for your third place finish tonight?
Gotta thank you guys for broadcasting. Thanks to everybody who tuned in to watch the race, everybody who came to race, and then the admin team. And Happy New Year to everybody watching, and of course to you guys too.
Happy Thank you. Happy New Year to you. All right. Well, we'll let you get out of here, and good luck next week in Iowa.
Thank you.
All right, Brett. Guess it's about time to go do the rundown here, and we'll get out of here.
Yeah, exactly so. And so Chad Oxendine will come home with the win. He'll move on to the next round. Spencer Owens comes home second. Femiola, after dominating early on, strategy did not work out, finished third. Will Klein, with no front end on the car, finishes fourth. Ashley Molyneux in fifth. Daniel Falkingham got back on the lead lap to sixth. Justin Lisby comes home seventh. Alex Warren eighth. Anthony Emery, the last car on the lead lap, in ninth. And Jared Darling, also without a front end, finishes in the top 10 spot.
John Barry is going to bring it home 11th. Terrell Baker 12th. Howie Briss brings it home 13th. Cole Freilich 14th. Cody Lamas 15th. Ariardi 16th. Bobby Cheney 17th. Cody Miller 18th. Patrick Colby from 31st to 19th. And Josh Robbins going to round out the top 20. Brett?
21st, Elijah Gracia. 22nd, and the last car running on the track, Scott Scheuer. Then we start your DNFs. 23rd, Tyler Duchar. 24th, Nicholas Caressel. 25th, Justin Gable. Sean Williams ends up on his roof in 26th. Spencer Madden, a horrendous night for him, 27th. Hayes Booth, 28th. Jake Rell started and finished 29th. And Freddie De La Rosa was scheduled to start 18th, but didn't make a lap, and he'll end up 30th.
All right. Well, guys, great job out there tonight, man. I'll tell you what a race that turned out to be. I was counting the laps, and I know we were all anticipating somebody to run out of gas there in the last laps, but I think the way I was looking at it here on my my overlays, you guys don't get to see what I see here, but on my overlays, it looked like the front 3 or 4 there, they had enough fuel to make it, considering how many laps Femi had ran on the same side of tires and fuel. I knew that he would be able to make it, but we don't know that, or well, you guys didn't know that. It turned out to be a very interesting race. But great job out there, both of you tonight. Excellent work.
It was fun.
Yeah, thanks again for having me on, giving me a bit of a break from the racing and my crummy luck in SRA. But hopefully, I can turn things around at some point.
Well, thank you for helping out tonight, Brad. I'm glad you contacted me about it. It's always good to have you in the booth, man. I think you're really awesome. I think you kind of got a little rusty, but I think I could come back to you a little bit.
I came back.
Yep. All right, folks. Well, thanks for watching tonight, and we'll catch you next time. Until then, stay safe and have a good night and a happy New Year.
Happy New Year and good night, everybody.